Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the WEC Replica Championship on GT Sport. We are here for the special event of round 4. This is race 2 here at SHAREfactory, ready for a start. So let's have a look at the grid for this one. So it's Seek 1 on pole position in the Porsche, and then it's Rodders second place. He's on the medium tyres as well, as same as Seek 1. Then it's third place on the grid for Stacker, good qualifying for him. Then it's Firepower in fourth. The other LMP1 car, the Division 2, is at the back, and Techno, because he didn't go out the pits and go to the first sector, so he didn't get his qualifying time or his grid position. So TY in fifth place, which is the pole position for GTE. So pole position in Division 1 for TY. Then it's Bidzster second on the grid from Callum. So Callum struggled in qualifying in that one. Jamo is then fourth in class. Then Neil fifth, and Task 1 in sixth. Obviously Task 1 opting for the medium tyres, so that could be a game changer as well. So here we go then, guys. Let's get ready for the start of this race. So you see the lights coming on the tree. 4, 5, revs rise, and we're off. And it's a decent start for the Corvettes. They go through the field. Callum goes through the field as well in the middle. Let's go to the LMP1 boys. Firepower alongside Stacker into the first corner. Stacker goes round the outside. So it's Seat 1 into the... Rodders up the inside of Seat 1 into the first corner. Seat 1 just holds on. And then Firepower behind Stacker. Bidzster and TY almost side by side. Jamo and Neil almost don't get stopped for the corner. Techno's got to work his way through this field as well. Obviously Bidzster running a slightly different livery as his TY, with a bit more white on his car this time for a special event. So here we go. There's Techno working his way through. Let's have a look at the LMP1 boys. Still Seat 1 Rodders, Stacker ahead of Firepower. Then it's Callum, TY, Bidzster all together. So Bidzster in the orange car. There's Techno, he's working his way through these lot. There's Jamo, and then we've got Neil and Tash fighting it out in the back. Meanwhile, LMP1 still the same order resumes there. Let's look at the GT boys, they're close. So it's Callum, TY, Bidzster in the orange car, because obviously he's running a different livery this time, a tiger stripe livery. Techno goes out that corner, and he still can't quite get through past these boys. He's going to have to wait and be patient behind these guys as they go through these corners. So look at LMP1, Division 2. So there's Seat 1 in the pink pig. Stacker in the Rothmans Porsche. There's Callum. TY Bidzster right behind him. Techno looking for a gap but still can't find it. He's going to have to wait for the bridge, I reckon, unless he can time it to do it down here. Down to here, let's have a look at the front runners. It's still Stacker's closed up to Rodders, so Rodders must have made an error somewhere. Stacker closes right up to second place. Gets right behind him. He's going to have a look into this next corner. No, backs off. His Rodders gone in a bit too deep. No, he hasn't. Onto the straight then. There's Techno powers past in the LMP1 car. So Techno powering past. He might even be able to get Callum as well. Yes, he has. Good timing there from Techno. Gets straight ahead of these boys and gets on with his own race. There's TY and Bidzster trying to stick with Callum. There's Jamo. Oh, we've got Neil Farmack into the wall. Task 1 just avoids him. Very close there, but just avoids the Nissan. As they go down the straight then, Seat 1 is already into the hairpin. Rodders and Stacker just approaching it. And Firepower in hot pursuit as well. So obviously the blue Jorex Porsches are now the Tampax ones, the pink ones. As we've got Stacker there in the Rothmans Porsche. Looking good there. More of a black and white concept rather than a blue and black concept, as we look at Firepower in fourth and Techno fifth. And meanwhile, the GT boys, it's all changed. Callum's being passed by TY, and then Bidzster's in there as well. So that's all happened there. We go down up towards the next few corners. Callum and Bidzster side by side. Callum gets hung out to dry. Bidzster gets ahead. Callum's still looking to get another move done, but can't quite do it. So the two T-Mark cars in the lead as TY runs wide. That could leave the opportunity open for his teammate. Is he going to do it though? As a look at Callum, and Jamo's right on these boys as well now in the DeWalt Nissan. A bit further back there's Task 1 ahead of Neil Farmack. As you look at these boys into this corner, TY gets a decent run, so does Bidzster and Callum onto the back straight, and then so does Task 1 and Neil Farmack. Meanwhile, LMP1, we've got Firepower and Stacker side by side. Firepower looking to get up the inside of Stacker into the next corner. He's going to be brave enough on the brakes. Oh, it's close. And it's Stacker stays in front. Firepower having a little go there, so well done to Firepower. Rodders is on the move now. He's trying to catch seat 1. So the two guys on the medium tyres ahead of the guys on the soft. So the medium tyre proving to be the better tyre in this group. Techno's trying to catch up as well. So Bidzster in the lead of GTE then. Bidzster takes the lead of GTE ahead of TY. He's clearly wanting to try and set the pace. TY follows his teammate. Let's have a look further back. Task 1 is ahead of Neil Farmack still, so Neil Farmack still can't find a way through past the Corvette. As we look to the GTE leaders then. 2 T-Mark cars at the front. Bidzster from TY. Into the next corner. Oh, Bidzster slides around. Oh, TY goes off into the wall though. TY goes off, and again, very aggressive driving there from TY. But not like him at all. It's Callum right behind him, waiting in the wings for any opportunity. But look at how much fuel Callum saved. The Porsches are not saving as much fuel in this one because they've got confidence in the fuel. But we'll see how that goes on, because Callum obviously saving quite a lot. Jamo slides out that previous corner as well. There's Task 1, the teammate to Callum. Look at TY. Ahead of Callum still can't find a way through. Can Callum? Callum short shifting that Corvette, just skipping the revs really low, just to try and save as much fuel as he can on the power. He'll rev it up a bit there, but look how early he's changing gear. He's not even letting it go up to the red bit, so he's really short shifting that car. As we look at Techno then, flat out in that car to try and catch up to his boys in front, as we've got Stacker still ahead of Firepower, but Firepower still challenging him, still not over yet. Bidzster's ahead. Bidzster obviously putting his foot down, using a lot more fuel, so he might end up going for a 2-stop here. Bidzster, he's going absolutely flat out. TY can't keep with him, so TY's going a more conservative route, and so's Callum and Jamo, because they're all in each other's draft. Let's go back to the LMP1 battle, the Division 2 battle. Remember, Division 1 go, the faster guys Division 1 going LMP1 in the first race, and then Division 2 do it for the second race. Firepower gets on the power out of that corner and nicely down towards the last corner. A little bit of a too tight on the apex there for Firepower, but gets it done alright. As Rodders now going a bit more backwards, but look, Rodders is trying to save fuel here, I think. Either that or he's made a mistake. As we look back, Bidzster from Callum, from TY, from Jamo. Neil Farmack now ahead of Task 1, so Task 1 makes a mistake somewhere and goes back down. So Task 1 using a lot of fuel as well, because you can't really fuel save in that car at the minute, so hopefully Task 1 will get used to that in time. Let's look back at Callum. He's got TY behind him, so Callum goes past TY, I think, to the straight. So TY right behind him now, not letting up into the last corner. So Bidzster's using a lot of fuel here. He's only got 2/3 of a tank left. Meanwhile, Callum and TY and Co are on 3/4, so really being careful, these guys. Obviously different strategies in play here. As we look back to LMP1 then, we've got Stacker right behind Rodders now. Stacker challenging for second place in this race. Doing a good job here as he goes right behind Rodders. Rodders feeling like he's got to defend already. So Rodders into defence mode. Stacker in full on attack mode here. Good to see Stacker able to attack the other cars, not just fall back, which is really good for him and for the championship as well. And Stacker gets on the grass and slides the car out. That's how hard he's pushing. As we look at Bidzster again in the lead of the Division 1. Callum's still in second, and still a decent gap between all them. So we'll go back to the LMP1 battle now as Rodders goes wide. Stacker will close up a bit there. Stacker saved a bit more fuel as well, so Stacker doing really well here. He's catching up and he's saving fuel. As he gets right behind Rodders, brakes before the corner, just doesn't. Whoa, Rodders goes a bit deep, and Stacker will get a good run out of here. He might be able to get the inside or the outside, putting the pressure on. Rodders got to defend. Stacker tries the outside line, but that's not going to work. Then cuts back, gets the power on a bit earlier, straightens the car out. Let's see if he can catch up here. He's in the draft, down the straight. Meanwhile, seat 1, he's already at the hairpin. These guys are only halfway down the straight. So Stacker behind Rodders now. Draft, pulls out. 56 to overtake. And he goes, oh, bang, hits him. Oh, hits him right up the backside. Stacker gets hit by Rodders. Rodders should wait for him, but he's not. So that could be under investigation. So Stacker then goes on, so we'll get a replay on what happened there. Okay, here's a replay on board with Rodders to see what happened between him and Stacker. So you see Stacker goes round here, then watch we move to the right in the braking zone, then bang, hit the back of Stacker. If we'd actually stayed on our current line, that incident would not have happened. So then, but then Rodders does actually get on the power and then pulls away from Stacker there, so doesn't even wait for him. As Firepower comes through in fourth as we come back from that, so Firepower closes up to those two now. There's Techno in fifth, he's closing up on these boys as well, so more mistakes like from the top guys, then that means Techno will get ever closer as Bidzster still pressing on hard. Clearly probably going to go for a two-stop here because he's just using up that fuel like there's no tomorrow. Half a tank left, whereas Callum and TY and Co are on 2/3, so Bidzster definitely on the move here, but I don't think Bidzster's pulling out enough of a gap to be a threat with a two-stop at the minute, but we'll have to see how everyone else goes. Because remember, the pit window is in between 6 and 8. That's not going to be a problem for the top runners in the hybrid class in the LMP1, because they'll easily make the pit window. But the GT boys have got to be careful. There's Firepower into second place then. Firepower into second place. Well, that's all changed. We'll get a replay on that as well. Here's a replay of how Firepower got second then. So going up the hill, you see here we go into the next corner. Rodders and Stacker both go into this corner but too fast, and both doing the exact identical mistake, and Firepower says, cheers boys, straight through to second place. So as we come back from that then, Firepower into second place, Rodders and Stacker down to third and fourth. Techno then within visual range of those cars. As we go on board with you can just see him going into the next hairpin. So we are within visual range now, so Techno on the move. Bidzster still in the lead of GTE. I don't think he's going to make the pit window at this rate if he keeps on doing this, but we'll have to see. He goes right into the apex of that corner and almost runs wide and has a tank slapper. And then you've got Callum in second. He's pushing on a bit harder now, so clearly feels like he's saved enough. TY's got Jamo all over his backside, so Jamo doing a good job here in the Nissan to try and pressurise TY. He makes a little mistake on the way in, but TY makes a big mistake on the way out. And Jamo now closing. As TY, he's decided to go into the pit, so clearly two-stop strategy here for TY. So this could be a game changer. In now, try and go to the end of lap 8, try and go into the end of lap 8 and then pit then. So we'll see if this works out for TY. Meanwhile, Callum trying to catch Bidzster. There he is. Let's have a look at the guys up front. So Rodders back into second place then. Rodders takes second place from Firepower. So we'll get a replay now that switched. Here's how Rodders got past Firepower. So you can see here, we see Firepower lifts off and lets his teammate go. So clearly knows his teammate's quicker and wants to follow him. So team orders there. As we come back from that, Stacker in fourth. So Stacker in fourth place for now, behind those other two cars. So the two Tampax cars, or Durex cars as the team's known, in second and third place. The Pig, Stacker's teammate, in first position, way ahead of this group. So definitely looking like the next multi-class championship, seat 1 will be put into Division 1. And then someone else in Division 1 who does a bit worse will go down to Division 2, so we'll see what happens. There's Techno, makes a mistake, so Techno's made a mistake there, probably just his own mistake because he was on his own, so lucky there for him. As we go down the straight then with Firepower, Rodders and Stacker, not necessarily in that order. Stacker goes to move out on Firepower, don't know if he hit him or not, but he goes up the inside and makes the move. I think he startled Firepower a bit there, so makes the move into third place. And now trying to catch Rodders. So Firepower not being a very good shield for his teammate there, but we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, GT a bit more spread out. Bidzster on lap 4, 1/3 of a tank of fuel left to try and do another 2 laps. So he might just be able to make the pit window, but it'll be lap 6. So we'll have to see what TY's going to do, because obviously he came in earlier and he's gone full tank right to the back, but he's got a full tank of fuel, and I would imagine he'll be able to go really fast on this tank, burn it up and then pit at the end of the pit window. So another 4 laps. So we'll see what happens here for TY. He's right behind Task 1. Task 1 defends the inside. Don't really think there's any point in defending, but yeah, TY gets up the inside and goes through anyway. So TY gets a good run, fresh tyres, goes straight through the inside of Task 1. So So there's Bidzster in the orange and black Tiger Stripe car with the carbon bonnet. Going down the straight. Callum is not far behind him. That's only probably a good 3 or 4 seconds. There's not much in it. Jamo in 3rd place in class. Again, still within the same gap to Callum. And then we've got Neil Farmack on his own. So again, they're on their own for now, but it will not stay like that for long, hopefully. And Stacker then is actually on the move. He's catching Rodders. So obviously the soft tyre coming into it now, because if you look, Stacker's on the soft tyres there. Now watch the tyre graphic as I switch to Rodders. Rodders is on the mediums, but look, he's on the same wear. So Stacker has actually got a faster tyre and he's got the same tyre wear. So Stacker then, no wonder he's catching him, because he's made them soft tyres really work. Those medium tyres have not worked as well, but obviously Seat 1 definitely with the pace in this. So Seat 1's winning this on pace, but Rodders, I think this is a tyre issue for Rodders, why he can't get ahead. And Stacker is closing with every single corner. Last lap a 3:05.4 for Rodders and a 3:05.7 for Stack, so still same advantage. So Firepower gets a move on there as well, bit less fuel for Firepower, so I would imagine he'd pit in the middle of the pit window or even lap 6. There's Techno, he's still closing on these boys, but a couple of mistakes have not really helped his progress. The biggest mistake being the grid position, because obviously he didn't stay on track for his grid slot. As TY goes really wide out that last corner, he's going to have to watch the track limits there, because the game will punish you for that. Meanwhile, his teammate Bidzster in the lead, 3:32 the last time round, so 3:33 for Callum, so still all saving fuel. Not Bidzster, he's still trying to push if he can, but I don't know if this is going to work for Bidzster really, because he's got to try and he's got to get to the pit window on lap 6, and he's got to go even longer after that, unless he's going to do a 2-stop like TY, but he's going longer first. So still watch this space, guys, you never know. There's TY on the move, then he's past Task 1 obviously about a lap ago, and now he's catching Neil Farmack and Jamo in the 2 Nissans, not teammates, because Jamo's an independent in the DeWalt car. And then we've got Neil Farmack in the Haas car. Number 12. So look at the leader then. Seat 1 goes on to the lap 6, 3:02.8. Good lap there for Seat 1. As he goes onto lap 6, which is the start of the pit window. So the pit window for the LMP1s, once they cross the line this time, will be open. So Rodders and Stacker are almost there. Stacker's really close behind Rodders now. Stacker takes a really good line through that last corner as well, so probably gets a better run onto the straight. We'll see how it goes here. Rodders goes across the line, 3:08. Stacker, 3:07. So definitely Stacker another second faster almost. 0.8 to a second lap faster that lap. So definitely catching Rodders into the braking zone for turn 2. Into the turn 2 and out of it. Nicely done there. Firepower trying to stick with these boys, but a 3:11. If you look at Firepower, he has burned up his tyres a lot more. As Rodders now goes into defensive mode with Stacker right behind him. So Rodders now feeling the pressure from Stacker in the Rothmans Porsche. Meanwhile up front, Seat 1 there, still trying to make a gap. Look at Stacker and Rodders still close together. Through this long right-hander, you've got to brake as you turn. It's a very hard corner to get right, as Stacker goes a bit wide there, but gets away with it. Meanwhile, further back, we've got Bidzster from Callum. You can see the length on the straight between them. Then you've got Neil Farmack with TY closing up behind him, so TY definitely on the move here. He's definitely pushing. Look at the fuel he's used. Definitely on a push hard here to the end of the pit window. So remember, the GT's pit window will open when they cross the line this next lap. TY moves out to overtake Neil Farmack. Pretty easy stuff, using maximum engine power, and obviously not got to worry about fuel as much. As he slides out that corner, pushing that car as hard as he can. Next target, Jamo. Techno in 5th place overall, last in class, but still trying to catch up to the others. There's Firepower, there's next target in 4th. Meanwhile, Stacker and Rodders still quite close together, but Stacker's back, sort of lost about a second there to Rodders, so must have made a little mistake somewhere. Either that or Rodders has really put his head down and got everything together. Let's look at fuel wise. I think Seat 1 might go around another lap. Rodders might have to pit this lap. We'll have to see. Stacker might be able to do another couple. Firepower definitely might have to pit this lap. Techno, well, he might have to pit this lap as well. Bidzster goes round first corner there, not pitted yet, so obviously the pit window has just opened for the GTE boys now as they cross the line, so pit window is open for GTE this next time round. So Jamo in 8th, TY 9th, so TY really on the move here, 3:28. Good lap time from TY there. Task 1's in the pits, so Task 1's in the pits, but that is a 1 lap early, so it's too early. So this will not be a mandatory pit stop for Task 1. Obviously, look at the fuel load though, so he's going to have to pit on lap 8 or something to actually get his pit stop done properly. So he gets lapped by Seat 1 there, who goes on to lap 7, so he's well into his pit window now. So Seat 1 has gone round. What will Rodders do? And the rest. Rodders will go into the wall, that's what he's going to do. Straight off into the wall, bang! Stacker then will close up a little bit more as Rodders goes around the last corner. He's going to pit this lap. Is he? Yes! Rodders comes in, will Stacker follow him or go round? Stacker is going to go round. Put his head down for a lap and try and get a good pace. So Rodders comes into the pits. Lollipop goes down, tyres come off, tyres go on. Down off the jacks, fuel goes in. Techno's coming round now, but he's in the pits as well, so not to worry about that. Stacker and Firepower have both gone around though, so they will do another lap. Meanwhile in the GTE, Bidzster still in the lead from Callum. TY is now in 3rd, but look, he can go flat out in that Porsche. Doesn't have to worry about saving fuel or anything. He can go flat out till probably the end of the pit window, lap 8, and then pit, and then see what he can do from there. Look at the push on that car. Driving that car like Bidzster is sliding it that much. Not like TY at all, but nice to see him pushing hard. He is catching Callum, it's only just a matter of time, I think. As we go down to the next corner, Callum will still be trying to save a bit more fuel, maybe, trying to go longer in the pit window. So I reckon, look at the slide from TY, brilliant stuff to watch. TY definitely on a 2-stop strategy here, doesn't give a crap about tyres or fuel, just absolutely going for it. Right behind Callum, pushing him out of the corner, then goes to the outside, turns up the WEC, and goes straight through. Having said that Corvette's got some good top-end speed, and Callum will appreciate this little sentiment of saving a bit more fuel, less time in the pits. So we'll see what happens here. Callum will probably try and stick with TY if he can. So next target is his teammate Bidzster. But Bidzster, look at the fuel load on Bidzster. Bidzster will definitely have to pit this lap. Oh, slides into the corner. Bidzster's definitely going to have to pit this lap and then might pit later on in the race. We'll have to see. TY on lap, sliding out the corner in 7th. As you look at Jamo further back, we've got Neil Farmack. Task 1's quite far back as well. Seat 1's coming up to lap Callum and Co here, so this could be fun for Seat 1. Obviously he's probably on an in-lap as well, but remember the GTE cars get right of way. As you try to go to the inside of Callum, got to wait, got to be patient. Can't go to the outside there, that's the racing line for the GTE cars. Seat 1 does it again with the lap traffic. That's to Callum has to compromise his line and Seat 1 goes through, but that's not how it's done, Seat 1, so you never know. He's got to be, the stewards will probably look into that. The Seat 1 pits and so does Bidzster. Bidzster's in as well in the GTE class. Stacker will probably pit this time, so will Firepower because of the fuel. So they've got just over the halfway mark, which is what they want for the end of the race. Firepower really low on fuel though. Rodders coming around, there's Techno as well, so TY in the lead then. Obviously he'll wait till the end of the next lap to pit, not this lap, the next lap, so he can push hard for a bit. Callum then behind him as well. Neil Farmack goes round, so Bidzster and Jamo both in the pit. Bidzster full tank of fuel. What will Jamo do? Will he go for a full tank or will he go for a sort of a partial tank of fuel? We'll have to see. But Bidzster comes out, full tank of fuel, and now on the soft tyres again to push hard. Jamo puts 91 in, so he doesn't want to go quite the full tank, but we'll see what happens. Stacker's in from 2nd. So Seat 1 re-pitted earlier on, so Stacker now into the pits for his mandatory pit. Rodders in behind him. Obviously remember Rodders, who were fighting with Stacker for position, so this could be Rodders getting ahead, but Rodders has got a bit less fuel to get to the end on, so Rodders goes through. Firepower's in where Stacker's still putting fuel in, so Rodders takes 2nd place. Stacker goes down to what would be 3rd when he comes out the pits. His Firepower's still in the pits, the 3rd position for Stacker, but he's put a full tank in, fresh tyres. Go for it, sunshine. Then we've got Firepower in the pits. Techno's coming through, so Firepower looks like he's going to be passed by Techno as well, who's probably put in a couple of good laps. So Techno then, there he is. Firepower comes out just behind him. So TY there in the lead of GTE, followed by Callum, Neil Farmack in third, Bidzster fourth. Remember, he's just come out of the pits. Jamo as well. Task 1 obviously pitted the previous lap, so all a bit jumbled up at the minute, but it's drifting there by Bidzster. As they watch seat 1. It's going down the hill. Into the brakes, up to the bridge, and over the top. Rudders, second place, best first sector. Stacker, oh, off on that corner. Just carried too much speed in, just trying to push too hard. And Techno closing up to him slowly, but again, Techno's got to watch the fuel towards the end of the race, because I don't think that'll be enough to get to the end. Unless he can really fuel save. It's Firepower, so let's have a look at the GT then. So TY goes round still. He'll not pit this lap, he'll pit the next one. He'll still hammer it round. Go for another full tank of fuel towards the end, so 2 pit stops might actually do it here for TY. As Callum, look at the fuel on Callum, he's going to have to pit either this lap or the next lap because of the fuel, so could work out this for TY. So he's got to the front, which has really helped him out from that first one. Neil Farmack low on fuel as well. Bidzster catching him up, obviously with no fuel worries in this one now. Remember, the GT cars will do about a lap or so less than the other cars. So you think about the TY, he'll not actually have to put as much fuel in. He might not even be able to put a full tank in, because he might be able to get round on maybe 3/4, which would help him out. Less time in the pits. Every little bit helps. As seat 1's past Callum then, and now his next target's TY. There goes seat 1 in the Pink Pig. A very, very fast Pink Pig. So let's see, TY, is he coming this time? No, he's going round. So Callum he's red on fuel, he'll be in this lap. Yep, Callum comes into the pits, so Callum comes in for his 1 stop. Neil Farmack behind, he'll come into the pits as well because he's really low on fuel also. Bidzster will take that place and he might get past Cal. We'll have to see how it goes here. See how close he is to the other cars, whether he's done enough. Callum's still in the pits. TY still going round. Neil Farmack into the pits then. Bidzster goes round obviously because he's done his pit stop already. He's ahead of Callum. Where's Callum? He's still in the pits. Still not moving yet. Bidzster goes through then, takes second place. Callum is now out the pits. So Callum out the pits now. So even if Bidzster does a second stop, he's got Callum very close behind him. So that might be worrying Bidzster. So we'll have to see how it goes here. TY then in the lead of his class. By quite a margin. I reckon he's got enough time to pit again if he wants to, which he's probably going to have to anyway. So TY might be onto something with this 2-stop strategy. Verstappen comes round in 5th place. Firepower ahead of him, so Firepower's trumped him out of the pits. So let's have a run through the field then. Lap 9, so the pit window for the Division 2 cars is over, the LPB guys. So seat 1 is in the lead, followed by Rodders, who's just about to pass Callum into that next corner. Well done, well executed there, doesn't compromise Callum's line too much. And so second for Rodders, third for Techno. Then you can see in the background, there's Firepower and there's Stacker. So they're both running close together. And onto the brakes, into the hairpin. Firepower and Stack both get a good run out of there. So GTE, this is the last lap of the pit window for GTE, so we'll get a proper indication of where people are after the end of this lap. But so far TY with quite a bit of a lead, but he's got to do his mandatory pit stop, which is this lap. Because he pitted earlier, but it was on about lap 4, so that was way before the pit window, which it was in between 6 and 8. And there's Bidzster, he's in front of Callum, but it's not the bigger gap as he would have wanted. So Bidzster's probably going to have to do a splash and dash at some point in this race, unless he's really going to try and save fuel, but I don't know whether he's going to or not. So Jamo there goes through, he's got quite a bit less fuel as well. So Jamo might have to do a splash and dash at the end, so lots of different strategies here. So we'll have to see what's going to pay off the most. There's Stacker and Firepower then, and Techno all close together, but they're approaching traffic. Here we go. Techno then behind Task 1. Remember the GTE cars get right away. Techno goes wide, Firepower goes up the inside, and now they're going to pass Task 1, probably one on each side. Yes, they do. And Stacker's going to close up now as well. Firepower's just ahead. Got to get past Neil Farmack now. Techno's still trying to get on the left-hand side. Oh, he hits him. Bang! Techno hits Firepower straight off. Stacker says, cheers, boys. I'm straight through. But yeah, Techno sensibly waits for Firepower. But I think Firepower's just saying, oh, there we are. Techno lets him go. So well done to Techno there. But Firepower loses the position to Stacker there. So Techno just misses his braking point. But all apologies were made. So Stacker goes into third position. Firepower back down to fourth at the expense of Techno. So that's all changed there. So just shows you that the traffic can really mix things up here as they go down the straight. Firepower, you can't see his car behind the Corvette. There he is. So he's going to have to try and pass him into the hairpin if he can. Let's have a quick look. Is he going to be able to do it or not? No, we'll have to wait till up the hill. TY in the pits then for his mandatory pit stop. Low on fuel. There's Bidzster. He's at the top of the hill as he's going to go through, but look, Callum's behind him. But I don't think Bidzster's going to have enough fuel to the end of the race. But we'll have to see. To go out of that corner, TY still stood still with the fuel going in, so Bidzster will take the lead in the class then probably. Here we go, TY's just coming out now actually, so TY's out now, very close, he's just in front of Bidzster there, so TY very close behind his teammate now, but Bidzster will probably have to make another stop, so this is really going to change things up here. TY comes out the pits, ready to go to the end with all that fuel in. Bidzster's got a lot less fuel in, so we'll have to see what's going to happen here. So Bidzster leads for now. TY, it's Callum, because obviously the pit window's closed now for GTE. Jamo in 4th place in class, Neil 5th, Tas 1 6th with these boys passing him. Firepower and Techno. Techno closes up behind Firepower now, going to look to the inside maybe, no not yet. To the back straight, get a good run, get the power down, use the hybrid. Firepower goes to the one side of Jamo. Side to Neil, and then Techno goes past him as well, nice and cleanly done. Meanwhile, Stacker behind Jamo there. Let's have a look at Rodders. He's quite far ahead, and Seat 1's a country mile ahead of his guys, probably 30 seconds ahead of his class. So in a class of his own, almost, Seat 1. As you look back at Firepower and Techno, sorry guys, trying to get the cameras working, so Techno ahead of Firepower then. Few corners, TY is ahead of Bidzster, so Bidzster's been passed by TY, so we'll just get a replay now that switched. So as you come back from that then, Bidzster lets TY go, so Bidzster lets TY go there, and Callum in 3rd position in class, trying to catch up. I don't think Bidzster's going to make it to the end though, we'll have to see what happens here. Jamo in 4th in class, still on his own, Tas 1 in his own as well. Oh, Tas 1 with Neil behind him, so he's not got, so still quite close between them two. But again, look at the fuel levels. They're going to have to pit again, these boys, because they're not done enough with the fuel saving, or they just wanted to do 2 pit stops from the start. But again, all sorts of these different ones. Seat 1 goes on to lap 11 then, up front in the pink pig, and then Rodders just down at the hairpin, so almost a third of a lap between the two cars. Rodders into the hairpin, Stacker then behind Callum coming onto the straight, gets past him nice and easy. And then Techno coming onto the straight as well, just there with the other cars in front. And then Firepower there in 5th in class, trying to catch up to Techno if he can. Stacker's past Bidzster then, next target TY for him. TY in the lead of GTE, and he's looking good for the win here. We'll have to see as Bidzster goes out that corner with the tyres a bit more dead and a lot more fuel used. Here we go up the hill. Callum starts to close up. Well, I think Bidzster's gone into fuel saving mode. Unless he's going to try and get to the end, I don't know, but some strange strategies working out here. There's Jamo then, he's getting caught by one of the LPB cars. As he goes into that corner, it should be, I think it's Techno, is it? No, it's Firepower. So Firepower approaches the back of Jamo. Again, got to wait because the GT boys get right of way. And then we look at Callum and Bidzster. Bidzster makes a mistake, Callum goes right behind him. So Callum will be looking to pass Bidzster now. So Callum looking to pass Bidzster, Techno goes and passes them both on the inside. So Callum's past Bidzster now. So Bidzster is half a tank of fuel. Again, could get into the end because seat 1's on lap 11, so he's only, seat 1's got 2 laps to go. So these boys have only been lap once, so it could work, but we'll have to see. As Bidzster follows Callum. And Jamo. Task 1's into the pits, so he's running really low on fuel as Task 1. So Task 1 definitely making it a 2-stop race for him. So he pits there. So pit stop for him. And Neil Farmack in 10th place. Let's have a look at the battle in the... Oh, Firepower's trying to get past Bidzster there. So Bidzster still trying to stick with Callum as Techno goes past TY. So there's Bidzster, Firepower goes past him on the left. Good job there by Firepower. And now he's got to try and pass Callum, who's in the Corvette. There he goes. Into the next corner, Firepower gets right behind Callum. Just a matter of corners as Callum slides the car out. Firepower should be able to get around the outside of him. Might be able to, we'll have to see. But no, is he? Yes, no, waited. We're going to have to wait till the bridge now. Bidzster closes up. Jamo again closes up as well. It's going to be risky on fuel for these boys. As again into the bridge, Bidzster goes right up to Firepower because he still can't get past the Corvette, but he should be able to now. On power, there we go. On power on the left hand side, goes straight through past Callum before the corner. Only just into the corner, but gets through. And then gets the power up the hill and pulls right away from them as Callum tank slapper or what? Left, right, soaring away the steering. So Rodder's in 2nd place, then off the road. Rodder's off the road in 2nd place. Stacker, but still plenty of room to Stacker. Can afford a few mistakes, but still not advised though. Seat 1 and Rodder's on the same amount of fuel, so they should be able to get to the end. Stacker a lot more fuel in his car, so he'll be able to push a lot harder. Can Stacker. There's Techno, there's Firepower. He's just about to approach the back of TY now into the hairpin. So TY in a class of his own then in the GTE. There he is. So the 2 pit stops really worked there. Fresh tyres, half tank of fuel. Then Callum half tank of fuel, slightly worn tyres, and Bidzster really quite worn tyres and a lot less fuel. So we'll have to see how that's going to work out towards the end. There's Jamo. He'll probably have to pit as well at some point just for a splash and dash. Neil as well. Task 1's already pitted, so he'll be alright to the end. There's TY. So TY being passed here by Firepower. He's going to have to wait till the straight Firepower because he's not got room to get past there. Get on the hybrid energy, get out of the corner, flat out, and then past TY on the inside. There we go. And then TY comes across, took a little bit of a draft off Firepower. Every little helps. There's Callum there with his foot down. Clearly Callum with his foot down. Let's have a look at the lap times. 3:28.7, 3:28.9. Bidzster's in. Bidzster doesn't feel like he can get to the end of the race, so this is a game changer here for the championship. Bidzster is into the pits. Remember his main rival's Callum in the championship, so Bidzster not feeling like he's going to do it. Fresh rubber, and then try and push on for a couple of laps. Where's seat 1? Lap 12. Seat 1's about to start his last lap, so this might have been a bit pointless for Bidzster here, but we'll have to see. Rodders is there, Stacker in fastest second sector of the race. Techno still with his foot down, Firepower trying to catch him up. TY in the lead of GTE after doing 2 stops, which really worked out for him. Callum, 1 stop for Callum, half a tank of fuel and decent tyres. Jamo really low fuel here, so Jamo might have to pit again. He's going to try and chance it to the end. Bidzster's out the pits, he'll be able to look at this, 3/4 of a tank in, that's way too much. Should have put half a tank in. But, yeah, Bidzster put way too much fuel in there. So Bidzster not managing his strategies very well this season. There's Neil Farmack behind him, but again, I don't think Neil will stay with Bidzster because look at the fuel range difference. He's on red fuel now, so Neil's got to go around the whole lap almost on red fuel. So he's got to be really careful here. Bidzster then out the pits pushing hard, but again, I think he's put too much fuel in. He's going to be too heavy, and he's going to have a lot remaining at the end as he pushes hard around that corner. They're really pushing the car out. So seat 1 then onto his last lap of the race. So once seat 1 crosses the line, everyone else behind him will finish. So it should be lap 12 for the GT boys as well, because they'll be able to do another lap. There's seat 1. Is he catching up to anyone in particular? So he's about to lap someone. Just trying to see who it is from the onboard camera. Who's on board with him? It's Task 1. So it's like Task 1 might be finishing this lap, which would be a saviour for him with the fuel, I reckon. Oh, was that a car off? Did I see a car off there? That would be with my eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologise for that. There's TY. So let's go back to what we were looking at then. Seat 1 catching up to Task 1 on his last lap. A big relief for Task 1. One less lap to do. So let's have a look, see if he gets in here. Remember the GTE car gets right of way. Seat 1 goes to the left and just powers around the outside of him. Rodders then crossing the line onto his last lap of the race. Then Stacker as well. So Stacker is actually 3:13s for Rodders, so definitely in saving fuel mode. And Stacker still on it. Let's see what lap time he does this time. 3:03. Stacker's pushing here. Big difference. 10 seconds he's closed in on that lap, those last few laps. So 10 seconds he's closed on that one lap alone. So let's see what Stacker can do here. Techno in 4th. Oh, wow. Really wide there. Firepower again will close up a bit if he doesn't make a mistake here. What's going to be... Oh, Techno's in. He's running low on fuel, so this could be a gift for Firepower here. As he goes round, he's got a quarter of a tank. He's fine for another lap. Techno's got to come in for a splash and dash. He's going to change tyres as well. Yes, he is. So Firepower takes 4th place then onto his last lap. The seat 1 then on the back straight on his last lap. Let's have a look at the other boys. TY in GTE onto his last lap now, so lap 12 will be their last lap. Callum then behind, so TY's even got quite a lot of fuel left there, but still the 2-stop strategy worked really well for him. Callum, their 1-stop strategy worked out alright for him with quarter of a tank. Bidzster, Jamo's really low on fuel. Jamo's going to have to come in for a splash and dash, and that's going to save Bidzster's skin. Because look at Bidzster though, he's got half a tank of fuel in, and that's way too much. You could have put about a quarter in and made the end, but or a lot less fuel in, but no, that's his own mistake. So Jamo's into the pits. He's made a mistake as well with the fuel, so he's going to have to pit to do one more lap. Neil Farmack ahead there, so Bidzster goes into 3rd. I don't think Bidzster will catch Callum anytime soon, but we'll have to see what happens here. So Jamo into... Neil's into the pits as well behind him, so Jamo can breathe. He'll be alright with that position. Neil Farmack there as well. So let's have a look then. Seat 1 crosses the line to win. Well done to Seat 1. I know we were close to the line, but well done. He was that quick. I didn't even see him cross the line. Seat 1 wins the race then overall. Well done to Seat 1. Division 2 winner. And then we got the next person to cross the line will actually be Task 1, so he'll take 11th place. And Neil Farmack, because even though he came into the pits, he actually crossed it because the pit lane was before the line. The pit box was before the line. It counted as a finish. So 10th place for Neil Farmack, 11th for Task 1. So let's have a look at Rodders then. Rodders is going to be the next person to cross the line. Stacker still closing him in though. Stacker really closing him in here. I don't think it's going to be enough, but this is a really good fight back here from Stacker. A very impressive run here. It's going to be one of his first podiums this season. We'll have to see how it goes. So Rodders comes up there. Let's have a look back at TY. There he is. TY's in the lead for GTE. Callum, well, still with quite a bit of fuel left. Callum's 2nd place, quite a bit of fuel. Bids to a half a tank in there. And he got lucky because Jamo had to pit as well. So going to be 3rd place for Bidzster, but he could have gone a bit higher up in this race. Might have been able to challenge Callum a bit better, but we'll have to see how it goes on. So hopefully better luck next time at the future races. But remember, this is double points, so it all matters. So Rodders comes across the line, and he's just going to hang on for 2nd place after Stacker were pushing like hell. Rodders gets 2nd, Stacker a well-deserved podium finish. Congratulations, Stacker, you're on the podium. Rodders 2nd, Stacker in 3rd place. Firepower is in 4th, and then Techno still trying to catch up in 5th, but still not going to be close enough at the end, I don't think. Firepower is just about going to make the finish with the fuel that is on. We go into there. Oh wow, too fast into the last corner, he's spun round almost. Techno's coming, Techno's coming. Get on the move, Firepower, Techno's coming. Techno could get a position here. Techno goes wide, but he goes really, really wide. Firepower goes even wider, makes a mistake, and he's gone down. Techno gets 4th place on the last corner of the last lap. Firepower will be kicking himself with that. 5th place for Firepower, and it looks good for a 4th, so unlucky there for Firepower. So that's your Division 2 runners, and now here's your Division 1 runners. TY with a perfect strategy, 2-stop strategy for TY. going to take home the maximum double points here. Into the last corner. Well done to TY. Two-stop strategy was perfection. Crosses the line to win the GTE Division 1. Well done, TY. You win that one. Callum is going to come through a well-deserved second. Perfectly judged on fuel as well. As usual for Callum, strategy king. And consistent Callum finishes in 7th place. Well done to Callum. Bidzster will be a bit kicking himself a bit. He could have done a lot better if he'd have put less fuel in at the pit stop. But I suppose better safe than sorry. So Bidzster comes round in 3rd place. And then Jamo would finish in 4th in class as the replay just expires there. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that end. So Seat 1 takes victory, well done to Seat 1. Rodders in 2nd place. Stacker gets a well-deserved 3rd place there. He almost got 2nd at the end there. Techno in 4th, then it's Firepower in 5th position. TY wins Division 1 in GTE class this time, so well done to TY there. And then it's Callum in 2nd place in class. 3rd for Bidzster. 4th is Jamo in that one. 5th for Neil Farmack. And 6th for Task 1. Then Seek 1 gets the fastest lap of the race for the extra point, a 3:02.3. And now, guys, for the points after that. So Seat 1 takes a good lead on 210 points in the Championship in Division 2. Then it's Division 1 leader in 2nd place overall, Callum, on 195. Then it's Bidzster on 163, 3 points ahead of Rodders on 160. And then we've got the teams. The Porsche Marlboro team increases its lead, 330 points. Team Art, 314. And then it's AC Motorsport on 298. So as we come back from that then, there is your winner in GTE, it was Division 1, TY, well done to TY in the Porsche, there he is. And then here is your winner in Division 2, which is LMP1. Seat 1 takes the victory in that one, so well done to him. So we'll see you guys next time for round 5 at Monza. Take care, guys.